Network. Up next is Cincinnati and head coach Luke Fickell. Bearcats begin their 2018 season Saturday against UCLA at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Game will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and will be televised on ESPN. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tell us how your preseason has gone as you run into the season opener Saturday against UCLA, please.
Oh, obviously we had a good preseason. For us here, we go away for camp, and we were actually gone for 21 days. So it was an opportunity for us to do a lot in that time, and I mean that in building the things that we want to build within the program, and not just on the football field. So happy about that. We got through pretty clean with not having a whole lot of injuries. We went through a whole camp with 0 concussions, so there's a lot of good things that are happening and how they're how they're taken care of and things like that. Right now, we got a couple guys who just got to be game time decisions to see if this week they can make the bill with just a little nagging injuries. But other than that, I feel good about where we are going into the first week, and to see this program and see our team in the second year, to see what strides we've really made, and I mean on the field, and I mean in the locker room, and all those things. Saturday can't get here soon enough.
We'll take questions for Coach Fickell. Please hit *1 on your telephone keypad. That will put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
We will take our first question from Ben Bolch. Please go ahead from Los Angeles Times. Your line is open.
Coach, I apologize if I missed this, but my understanding is you've not commented about whether you had any knowledge of the situation involving Zach and Courtney Smith during the time you coached at Ohio State. So I wanted to ask if you could tell us what you knew about the abuse allegations while you were there.
No, didn't know anything. I think we've probably made a statement from day one when they came. We weren't going to comment on anything that was going on in another program and things like that. And so it's really been kind of quiet and laid low, and never really been contacted at all. So it's being out of the situation, it's been best for us and focusing in on what we do.
How much of a distraction has that situation been for you as you get ready for your season opener here?
Fortunate for me, it's been none. I mean, we go away to camp, and there's not a whole lot of cell service and internet service. And heck, I had to ask our sports information guy just to keep me up to date on things that happened, just in case I was asked or to make a comment about something, just so I don't sound ignorant to what's going on. But that was the best way for me, and it kept me focused on the things that that needed to be done here with our program.
Okay, so just so I have a correct understanding, you're saying you were not aware of anything that happened with that situation?
No. Nope.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
We will now take our next question from Mark Nadusi from Philadelphia Inquirer and Daily News. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to know if Hayden Moore is held on, and will he be the starter or quarterback for you?
We haven't announced anything. Both those guys have battled really well, and it's been probably the best battle on our team throughout the entire fall camp. So we haven't named anything. Probably not going to name anything. Going to continue to do what it is that we've done, and see kind of what this week kind of brings to us. And there's a lot of other things that are kind of going on, and that we need to try to kind of hone in on the things that we're going to do and who gives us the best opportunity to be successful.
Can I ask who the other contender is?
Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter's a redshirt freshman, and he was obviously here last year, redshirted, but has been the guy that they've been going back and forth with.
Great, thanks a lot.
Sure.
We will now take our next question from Chris Day from NOLA.com. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hi, Coach. I wanted to ask you about Joe Burrow, who now, as I'm sure you know, is at LSU. When you were at Ohio State, you had him on the team doing scout team work and backup work. What do you remember about him, or what were some of the things that stood out about him as a quarterback and a person?
Great kid, competitor. Obviously, his dad's a college football coach, so I mean, one of those coach's kids kind of kid. But I would expect him to have a great year and great things out of him. But he's a guy you'd love to have on your team.
We will now take our next question from Leo Haggerty from It's Sports Magazine. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Good afternoon, Coach.
How we doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Coach, hopefully this is many years down the road, but when you finally choose to hang up the whistle for the last time, in one sentence each, what do you hope that your legacy is as a coach and as a person?
You had an incredible effect on a lot of young men. Ultimately made them better in their life, and what kind of husbands they are, what kind of fathers they are, what kind of member of society they are, and they've had instilled within them, the core values to what you believe is important to give them a successful life. And we talk about family, integrity, toughness, hard work. And if you come out of those things, and I see that from those guys, I will be extremely happy.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this season.
Sure. Thank you.
And if you have any final questions for Coach Fickell, please star 1 on your telephone keypad if so. Did have one question come in, Coach, if you would.
We will now take our next question from Laryl Fowler from WTCO.com. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering how much more comfortable you're feeling with the guys and what you're seeing different as you get prepared to head into your second season.
No, I think knowing them, I think them knowing me, us obviously being in some tough, adverse situations, you learn a lot about people, and that's the kind of what we went through last year. So I know going into this, there's still a lot of unknowns for us and development of the things we have to do, like any start of any season. But I know this, that we know each other as a team and as a program a lot better. I got a lot better feeling of how we're going to handle some adverse situations, and the people that deep down inside you can count on, and those are the people who need to play really well. And so I think that as a staff, we all feel a lot better about where we are, and that's why we're excited about Saturday.
What specifically are you feeling excited about with this team? Is there anything that just looking at this time a year ago, you just feel like things are coming together in that certain area, or?
Well, I think that we pride ourselves on development and development of football players. You don't change, everything that's been done in 1 year in 1 or 2 recruiting classes, but development, I think, of relationships, development of the guys that you've got there into what you expect of them, as the development of our offensive line, just in the bigger, stronger things that we want out of them. I'm really excited about development of some young DBs that I've seen throughout the winter and spring ball and fall camp. That's what I kind of mean. That's where, you really get excited, not just about guys you recruit or, the guys are supposed to be really good, but when you're starting to see the development from what it is when they either walked in the door or when you got them, I think is when you start to feel good about, your program and the way it's going.
Thank you.
Sure.
Coach, thanks so much for your time today. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday. Right.
Bye-bye.